in the company of John Alexander and, in a moment, Sandy Roberts. Davydenko serving.
And has levelled this opening game at 30 all. The sliding serve out wide to the forehand of Lleyton Hewitt, catching the line, skidding through. Lleyton practiced on
Avantage, Hewitt.
and break point, the opening game for Lleyton Hewitt. He's not somebody who ever concedes a game easily.
Nikolai had a few words to say prior to this match getting underway, suggesting that pressure on the clay might tell on the world #1. And it was interesting to speak with Lleyton's parents, and they informed us that Lleyton was aware of what had been said.
I think the Russians would have learned their lesson, wouldn't you, when Kafelnikov came up against Lleyton in Davis Cup several years ago and said he was going to give him a tennis lesson.
But I remember seeing this young man win in Adelaide, where he beat Christoph Fliegen in the final. One of his great assets, J.A., is his speed around the court. He's very quick.
Égalité.
He's not the only one on the court who's quick. Lleyton getting there with ease, but just catching the top of the net.
Avantage, Hewitt.
Already a far more positive start by Lleyton than in his first round match.
So much so. He was hitting the ball so confidently in practice too. Really giving it a ride. He was rather tentative in his opening match against Vahali.
And there's the break in the opening game. The world #1 answering the young Russian. If you're going to beat me, you're going to have to do a downside more than that. They've met only once. That was here 2 years ago. And Hewitt really did whip Davydenko, who was then just 19 years of age. 6-4. That was in the round of 64, and he beat him 6-love, 6-1, 6-3. So winning just one game in the opening 13 games. But Davydenko has certainly improved since then. As we mentioned, a winner in Adelaide, a winner also at Estoril, and more recently a finalist at St Polten, where he lost to Andy Roddick 3-2, and a quarter-finalist at Barcelona, where he lost to Carlos Moya. No disgrace there, 6-3, 6-4. But he's been broken in the opening game, and here now is Hewitt serving at 1-love.
Davydenko turning up the power, becoming the aggressor there. Very deceptive backhand when he raises the backhand, the racket on the backswing to hit the slice. He looks like he's going to hit a drop shot. Keeps his opponent in two minds.
I'm sure the serve is one thing that Leighton Hewitt and Jason Stoltenberg have talked about in the past couple of days. His serving percentage, particularly his first serve percentage, was a little too low for his liking, I'm sure, in the opening round. But he's made a positive start here.
Well, that would always be a cue for a double fault, wouldn't it, Sandy?
Unbelievable, isn't it?
And he's served double faults at critical stages in the opening round. In the tiebreaker, when he had set point, he double faulted at 6-5, went around to the other end, and at 6-all double faulted again to go down set point in the third set, which he finally lost. And Leighton unloads from beyond the baseline.
He's had 8 matches on clay coming in to Roland Garros. Won 7, lost just the 1. Davydenko has had far more experience on clay. Winning 25 this year and losing 15.
Losing traction there and balance. Persia being wrong-footed. That's one of the traits of Leighton Hewitt. He is very deceptive from the back of the court and often goes back to where his opponent is coming from, wrong-footing them, keeping them off balance.
And Hewitt holds and has the opening 2 games in his keeping. Davydenko is an interesting character because he moved from his home country at the age of 15 and went to live in Germany with his brother and wife, his brother Edward. had already been living there for some time. In fact, he now coaches him. And when he held his first press conference, he was that quick at picking up German. He conducted it entirely in the German language. Serving now, trying to get on the board in the first set.
Zero 15.
Lleyton Hewitt really has shot out of the blocks here in this match and is playing with tremendous aggression and confidence.
He really committed to that forehand. It was just nothing like what he was playing in the opening round, where he played so conservatively, just trying to keep the ball in play. It was hit with a flat racket. And again, flattening the ball out for more penetration, more power.
Davydenko again looking down the barrel at 3 break points. This for a 3-love lead to Hewitt.
He shouldn't have said those things before the match and made him mad.
Some things come back to haunt, don't they?
15-40.
A nod of confirmation there, though, from Hewitt. As Davydenko produces his second ace of the match. Well, neither player is afraid of a slugfest, and Davydenko did say that he expected Hewitt to start well, and he would try and slowly grind him down and get back into the match. Well, one thing's for sure, Hewitt has started well.
And that's the type of point that Nikolai will want to promote as often as possible. Just taking some time to regain his breath. Save 2 break points, still faces 1.
Good effort by Davydenko, saving 3 break points.
Drawn into the net here by the short ball from Hewitt. Takes it, continues in, and Hewitt goes for the two-handed passing shot across court. That's his favourite way to go. Just caught the top of the net. Again, Davydenko taking time, taking additional time.
Avantage, Davydenko.
I would interpret the crowd as getting down on Davydenko for taking too much time. That's 20 seconds now. That's close to where time should be called. 25 seconds.
Hewitt bringing Lars Graf quickly out of the chair. He's marked where he believes the ball landed, and yes, the ball is wide.
Leighton was very confident of that call, wasn't he?
Just stopped, marked it. Very confident. And already Davydenko taking some deep breaths. This is getting him.
Avantage, Hewitt.
Again, taking lots of time between points, and his effort to slow down Hewitt. It's a normal tactic when things aren't going well, slow things down. Right borderline.
Hewitt gets the break. Despite the long breaks from Davydenko, and the number one is in control at the moment, taking the first 3 games of the first set.
Hands up all those who find superannuation a pain. Yes, you, get your hand up. Well, I'm told that super is good in the long run, so it pays to choose a company that's big, solid, experienced, like ING. They let you invest with ING and other leading fund managers. They help to make super easier. How do I know these things? They're in my script. So, ask your advisor. Yes, you. Put your hand down, pick up the phone.
Harvey Norman brings you the exciting world of home theatre, state-of-the-art big screens and surround sound systems. You could be watching your favourite blockbuster movie or sporting event on a big screen surrounded by awesome surround sound in your home. We have the latest in plasma screens, rear projection TVs, LCD projectors and Dolby Digital surround sound systems. See our friendly staff and we'll tailor a system to suit your needs. Experience the ultimate in home entertainment at Harvey Norman.
So Lleyton Hewitt has made a lightning start. It's something Davydenko has said he expected from the world number one. But I think the Hewitt camp would be more than happy with this start after the stumbling opening in round 1.
Yes, it just couldn't be more different. But this is exactly as he practiced this morning. He practiced with a mission. He was hitting freely, really going for his shots, and that's what he's done to this point in this match.
Cancel. Cancel.
And Lleyton in 2 minds there. I think he's going to leave that ball, believing it was long, and then at the last minute hooked it just back past his right ear and just scraped it over the net. Ended up being rather effective.
talked about the double faults of Leighton Hewitt. That's his second for the match. His first serve percentage is just hovering around 50 at the moment. Well below that of Davydenko's is 72.
That's what he did on 2 occasions in his opening round. Serve consecutive double faults. And that was an overcorrection. The previous double fault was into the net. It was a little bit tentative that time. He was just a little bit too much charged with aggression, went for too much.
Quarante. Avantage Hewitt.
Looking for the chance to attack from 3/4 court. 2 mines here. A point for 4 love.
It's too good. Hewitt raises his fist to the Hewitt clan. They're here at Roland Garros, and he takes the first 4 games of the first set.
Hewitt même pas. 4 jeux à 0.
There in a canter, beautifully balanced, controlled, could have gone either way. And Leighton is happy with his form to this moment, with the exception of those double faults. 3 already.
Davydenko now, who defeated Greg Rosetsky in the first round. And a good win too, 6-3, 7-5, 6-2. Rosetsky, of course, far more at home on other surfaces, be they hard or grass. Lars might be called out of the chair again.
If he knows what's good for him. And rightly so. Ruled that the ball hit the line. Outside edge.
0-15. Premier service.
Good floating deep slice backhand from Leighton Hewitt, at least 1.5 meters over the net. Deep in the court, Davydenko takes the punt and goes down the line. Riskier play, but it pays dividends that time. Leighton playing flawless tennis. Defending magnificently there, digging the ball out, keeping the ball in play, surviving the onslaught, and then Davydenko becoming frustrated and overplaying the forehand. And that is a rash move. That's showing that Nikolai is somewhat flustered. He's feeling the pressure. He might be realizing that there's some things that he said he wished he hadn't. 2 points for love 5.
196 k's an hour. He did miss 4 weeks earlier in the season. He fractured his wrist. And that's good too.
It was his left wrist in a fall.
That's correct. Point now for Davydenko to get on the board in this first set. Turns 22 in 4 days' time.
Davydenko.
And he's there. In the 5th game of the first set, Davydenko wins his first. Leighton Hewitt leads 4-1 after 29 minutes.
This update is brought to you by TUI's. Give that man a new.
Tonight on the late edition of Fox Sports News, Carlton coach Dennis Pagan claims he was misinterpreted in his criticism of Fremantle. The Bulldogs' Willie Talau expected to head to England at the end of the season. Brett Lee knocked out by one of his own teammates, and the Wallabies go into camp ahead of their first Test match of the year. Details on the late edition of Fox Sports News tonight at 10:30 Eastern.
Hi, I was wondering if I could dedicate a song to my girlfriend Kelly.
Tell us about Kelly, Matt.
Well, she's got an ear. She's a great listener.
Oh, yes.
She's got a lovely singing voice. She's got a huge heart. And the moment I saw her, I just knew.
You're a lucky man, Matt.
There have been a number of long matches. In fact, yesterday 6 of the 16 men's matches went the full 5 sets, and they averaged just on 3.5 hours. So that could well surpass an open era Roland Garros record for the most 5-set matches in the round, because there was one uncompleted match today. Playing remarkably well, and he's trying to keep up with him now.
Asholt is on the court. And just going through this pro.
Be called?
No.
Well, that's the interesting one, isn't it?
It's a very grey area, because in last year's semi-final Wimbledon with Xavier Malisse, he was actually taken off court And quite a period of time went by before they could determine what was wrong and whether he would then need treatment or continue. He's suffering heart flutters.
I wonder if this is all part of the Davydenko slowing down process that he has spoken of prior to the match. Well, let's see how Leighton Hewitt responds. Serving at 4-1 first set.
It's a significant difference between Leighton and a lot of other players, the way he moves in when he's got the chance and gets the quick and easy point with a put-away volley.
Cancel.
At the moment, each player has been credited with 10 unforced errors. Again, the double rears its ugly head. 4 double faults for Leighton Hewitt. We haven't had an ace from the world number 1 as yet. Just maybe an opening here for Davydenko. 15-30, second serve. Two break points. This set just looking like it could turn around a little bit. There's a chance for Hewitt to have gone to a 5-love lead. Now it's 4-1 and double break point to go to 4-2. Big difference. First serve percentage has plummeted to 38. Too good, and he affects the first break, does Davydenko on the Hewitt serve. Hewitt leading 4 games to 2. And I think a major concern would be, as we look at the touch of Davydenko, a major concern in the Hewitt camp, J.A., would be the first serve percentage. 36 now compared to Davydenko's 73. Yes, it's never a good indicator for Leighton Hewitt, because when his first serve percentage goes down, it means he has to serve an awful lot of second balls, and that's where he gets into trouble with serving double faults and losing depth off the second ball in an effort to nurse the second ball in. Attempted a drop shot from beyond the baseline. Uncharacteristic of Leighton. That's just not smart tennis.
15.
Leighton being let off with a couple of unforced errors. Previous backhand was really on the risky side. That forehand overplayed wasn't necessary.
And now Davydenko in trouble again on serve. 2 more break points for Leighton Hewitt. This to go to a 5-2 lead.
It's always been one of the traditional things here at Roland Garros where the nets are pulled very, very tight. So when the ball hits the top of the net, it tends to bound back. The previous one had actually hit the top of the net and gone over the baseline. You'd never see that happen at Wimbledon. And that one went awfully close. There's no rule saying how what tension must be in the net.
Hewitt.
The first of the come-ons comes from Leighton Hewitt as he turns to his squad, knowing that the first set is very, very close to being over. He leads 5-2.
Match has taken a few turns already with Leighton starting off, coming out of the blocks very, very quickly, playing with assurance and confidence, and having a little bit of a hiccup, especially on serve, and then putting it back together again, but somewhat assisted by Davydenko's erratic play from the back of the court. 3 unforced errors. And Hewitt is back in charge. The 5-2 lead, double break.
Please.
Parisians would be delighted with the weather on this public holiday in France today. Thousands fleeing the city, but many thousands again making their way to Roland Garros. And on court, Philippe Chatrier, they're seeing the world #1.
More warm weather predicted.
It's 28 tomorrow is the prediction, J.A.
I'm not sure whether we're not going to get close to that today. It's rather warm.
Davydenko feeling the heat at the moment as Hewitt serves for the first set. The pressure of competition is quite amazing, isn't it? When we watched Hewitt practice this morning, every serve was in and it was perfectly positioned and placed. And here we are looking at him now with a first serve percentage of just 35. And now he's in a spot of bother. Davydenko taking the first 2 points.
0-30. 0-40.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the water.
Did I detect that perhaps Hewitt went a little defensive in that point?
Yes, he was confused. He was in two minds as he came to the net.
Three break points now for Davydenko on the second serve of Hewitt. And he's got it. So the Russian is creeping back into this match. There's no question of that. After Leighton Hewitt took the first 4 games, Davydenko has won 3 of the last 4. Hewitt having a racket change as Davydenko will once again serve to stay in the first set. Leighton's win-loss record this year stands at 24 wins and 5 losses. Nikolai, 25 wins, 15 losses.
Which goes to show that Nikolai's played a lot more events.
Not only a lot more events, but virtually all of them on clay. Great reflex action from Davydenko.
There's a little bit of feeling out here on the court, and Leighton made an attempt at intimidating Davydenko here by going straight at him, but he didn't do it with anywhere near enough power. Davydenko reflexed it back easily into the open court. Hewitt becoming a little frustrated at this moment. That's surprising. Leighton is often thought of as the fastest player on the tour, and yet he really struggled to get at that drop shot because he was too far behind the baseline. There was another drop shot done by Davydenko that won outright. And he just got there lucky to win the point, but here he is with 2 set points.
Yes. And the unforced errors have certainly jumped from Leighton Hewitt. He now has 13 to his name, 25 to Davydenko. There is the first set. But one gets the feeling this is going to be a dead set struggle between these two warriors. Hewitt taking it 6 games to 3 in 47 minutes.
I think the Hewitt camp may be a bit worried at this point, Jay.
Yes, you're right. It's getting very close to the time limit.
Time code violation. Warning, Leighton Hewitt.
And there it is.
Mum, it's Leighton. There's no toilet paper.
Yeah, there's Leighton's mom.
Well, this could be the problem. How extraordinary.
This ever happen in your career, Jay?
Unfortunately, I remember a Davis Cup match in Calcutta, 1974. Hewitt's back.
And the crowd is loving this.
And relieved Leighton Hewitt through to the next round. What a champion.
This June on Fox Sports. From the 23rd, we bring you up to 9 hours a day live from the grandest Grand Slam of them all, Wimbledon. That's tennis in June on Fox Sports.
Please.
At the top of the stand, of course, Philippe Chatrier, a number of representative country flags, including the Australian flag. And at the moment, Leighton Hewitt is flying it pretty well, taking the first set 6-3, but there were numerous service breaks, and he managed to still take the set with a serving percentage of 34%.
5 service breaks in 9 games.
Cancel.
While his first serve continues to miss, his second serve has actually been quite solid. Another good one on that previous point. Again, the first serve misses.
Hewitt.
An important service game for Leighton Hewitt, but he holds it in convincing fashion. The opening game of the second set. Leighton has only gone out in the first or second round 6 times in Grand Slam events. And he's playing in his 20th major.
Yes, but some of those, he was only 15 years of age. You've got to forgive him for those. He seems to have been around forever. He's just recently turned 22. Spent 75 consecutive weeks in the #1 spot.
Recently turned 22 and he has prize money of just over $11 million.
It's called pocket money at that age.
This is Davydenko. He too is about to turn 22. His first concern will be holding serve. I'd love one in a second.
Missed it. Leighton just falling back into that conservative play, not so much authority off the ground. The ball going a little shorter, allowing Davydenko to attack. That's better depth. Such a critical factor if the ball's just landing around the service line. That allows Davydenko to attack and dictate play, make Leighton run more. Cunning shot from Leighton. Played it short and wide, took his opponent way out of court. And he's rewarded with 2 break points.
Fine swinging serve, slowing it down, going for the placement at just 164 Ks. Still 1 break point. And again, Davydenko just trying to guide that ball for placement. Finding the line. Already in this match, there have been 21 break points. Hewitt's had 15, Davydenko 6. But the Russian now has a point to level at 1-all.
Hewitt takes courage in both hands, gets around the second ball and really nails it back down the line. Hit with real authority. Eyes nicely on the ball at the point of impact.
Great opportunity lost there for Davydenko.
Avantage, Hewitt.
It's wide.
Hewitt.
And there's the break. So, as he did in the first set,
Hewitt, même pas.
Hewitt taking the early ascendancy and leading 2 games to love.
And Leighton really trying to intimidate his opponent by giving him the fist, but Davydenko turned too soon, didn't want to have any part of it. He is being run around and being thoroughly beaten to this point. 6-3, 2-love. Hewitt serving.
Cancel.
Remembering the scoreline when they met here 2 years ago, Hewitt 6-love, 6-1, 6-3.
Cancel.
Just ticking over 1 hour. This match has been in progress. The first set, some 47 minutes. Hewitt at 30 all.
Leighton showing his frustration at missing that relatively easy forehand.
Now gives Davydenko break back point. Well, he got the first serve in, but he lost the point, and Davydenko has broken back. Hewitt leading 2-1 in the second set. Let's move over to Court Suzanne Longlong, where Arnaud Clement, the number 32 seed, is taking on Lars Bergsmuller of Germany. Clement, who looks as though he could well be a motorcyclist in his get-up, but it doesn't prevent him being a very, very effective tennis player. And Clement is through in straight sets. That's a very impressive performance over Lars Bergmuller, and he will now play the winner of the Nicholas Coutelot Daniel Nalbandian match, which is still to come. Meanwhile, back at court, Philippe Chatrier on this lovely spring day. Seven breaks of serve in just 10 games. An extraordinary match, J.O.
Well, it doesn't seem to have any rhythm. Just when you think Leighton is getting on a run, he throws in a shocker in that last game. Something he wouldn't be proud of. Only so tight, so few unforced errors, but the unforced errors came, and they came at the wrong time, and they've handed back the break to Davydenko. The game's on serve early in this second set. Davydenko serving from the southern end. Wind blowing straight towards Davydenko. Northerly, switching around to a northeasterly at times.
That was a wild second serve. Way off target. He hasn't been as guilty in that area as Leighton. 3 double faults for the match.
Leighton trying the topspin lob again when Davydenko came to the net. Not quite getting enough height on the ball. Very successful, that shot for him on the opening round. Jason Stoltenberg, his coach, who practiced with him on the centre court this morning. He was in good form too. I think the practice has been doing him good. Maybe he'll make a comeback.
Yes, he looked very sharp, didn't he, Jason? Working with Roger Rashid, his fitness advisor. And he could have been in a spot of bother when that double fault occurred, but Davydenko steadied and held serve, and now has this second set back on an even keel at 2 games all.
Oh, that's extraordinary. It was a shocking drop shot by Davydenko. Hewitt got there on the rise. The ball was well above the level of the net, and then you can't believe it that Hewitt could actually miss that ball. Surprised by how easy it was. Look at this, from the baseline, too lofted, too hard. And young girl would be thinking, I could do a better shot than that. He sees something that Leighton is remaining too much beyond the baseline, and here's the drop shot executed much better. This time Leighton only barely gets his racket onto the ball. Easy put away for Davydenko. Heavy backspin on that one makes the ball stop in its tracks. And he just got the racket there.
For the first time, really, Davydenko has a chance to get ahead in a set. 15-30. And now a real opportunity to go to a 3-2 lead. 2 break points to the 21-year-old Russian.
First ace coming when it's really needed most. Still at break point.
Hewitt saves 2 break points. Confirmation from Jason Stoltenberg. Come on. And Edouard, the brother of Davydenko, now coaching him, urging his charger on.
Hewitt. Égalité.
Leighton Hewitt's first serve percentage 33 for the match, 31% for this set, as opposed to 68% for Davydenko for the set, 70% for the match.
Which, when you look at those figures, is incredible and says a lot about his game. I think that he's still in control after the first set. Davydenko may have a say in proceedings now. He finds himself with another break point to go to a 3-2 lead. And he's handed it on a plate by Leighton Hewitt, who serves his 5th double fault for the match. And Davydenko now back in this match. He leads 3-2 in the second set.
Oh, yeah, come on in.
This is amazing. Can't believe how close it is to Katie's school.
It's close to everything. Minutes to the city. Beach is just a stone's throw away. I love it. Even the office is nearby.
Yeah, and so is Mum's place.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Fox Sports 1 is the only place to be on Sunday. From 2:30, live and exclusive, the Dragons take on the Cowboys. Both teams are coming off tough victories.
The Cowboys are home!
With the Dragons back at Oakey Stadium,
When you talk about your local heroes,
the Cowboys will find this a difficult road trip. Who will prove the superior team on the day? St George Illawarra and the North Queensland Cowboys. Sunday at 2:30, live and exclusive to Fox Sports 1.
After they shook hands.
Nikolai Davydenko stated before the match he'd try and slow Hewitt down. He said he knew he'd start quickly. Well, just maybe his plan is coming to fruition, J.A.
The match has definitely turned around. Davydenko up a break now in the second set. Hewitt visibly disturbed. Bounced his racket a few times. He shouted out in the previous game, showing his unhappiness. The double fault was the clincher. There's shades of his first round performance where he's on a bit of a roller coaster. He went through some good patches and then he'd lose concentration, lose confidence. That's exactly what's happening today. Far from his norm, where he normally plays so consistently throughout a match.
It's always going to get harder, isn't it, when you are the hunted and not the hunter. And since rising to number 1 on November the 19th, 2001, this man has become the hunted.
That's the type of error that he really detests. The last two are absolutely unforced errors, just misdirecting the ball wide. There was no apparent gain if the ball had gone very close to the line. So normally where he's so prudent. Maybe it's the lack of regular competition that's seen him a little short of match play, and his competitive skills not as honed as they might be at this time of the year normally.
I think you have to wonder too what that 5-week layoff, the effect that has had when he played no competitive tennis between the Davis Cup in Sweden and Hamburg, where he lost to Gonzalez in the round of 16.
Yes, these days some people don't have retirements that last that long.
Davydenko at 40-30 to go to a 4-2 lead.
Four unforced errors off the forehand.
Davydenko mène par 4 jeux à 2.
Enforced errors creeping up for Hewitt. He's up to 28. Davydenko 41 at the moment.
And Davydenko's confidence is rising.
Leighton's mum, Sherilyn, with Father Glenn on her left.
Cancer. Hawkins.
Leighton brings it back. 30-all. He's desperately needing to hang on to serve. Stay in sight. Dangerous to slide the ball too much into the opponent's forehand. Davydenko does the damage on the return, and then the second one going across court. And he has a break point to go up, double break for 5-2.
Oh dear. Chop.
There's a little bit of pressure involved in beating the world's #1, and when you get chances, it's just that much more difficult to put them away. But that was just a shocker to miss. Shoulder high on top of the net. Hewitt survives, back at deuce. Well, considering his plight, this was an unusual choice of shot. Heavily backspun drop shot from only just inside the baseline. Not your sort of a little bit of a Dame Margot with that left foot. Balletic.
Played it to perfection, though. He just can't close it out.
Now he's indicating to his camp that he's not happy with the restrings. Roger Rashid closer to camera. Jason Stoltenberg.
trying.
Hit your fucking balls.
Sixth double fault, and should also be rather careful not getting too verbally upset. Well, he's attempted to really smack that ball around the park, and he's been broken again. Davydenko looking extremely good in this second set. He leads 5 games to 2.
This update is brought to you by TUI's. Give that man a new.
Tonight on the late edition of Fox Sports News, Carlton coach Dennis Pagan claims he was misinterpreted in his criticism of Fremantle. The Bulldogs' Willie Talau expected to head to England at the end of the season. Brett Lee knocked out by one of his own teammates, and the Wallabies go into camp ahead of their first Test match of the year. Details on the late edition of Fox Sports News tonight at 10:30 Eastern.
Boys, where's Matt?
Corners were a bit tricky, but
Well, it's amazing the transformation that has come over this match. Hewitt taking the first set. He won the first 4 games. He looked absolutely invincible before taking the set 6-3. Since then, Davydenko has clawed his way back. Not only back, he is within 1 game of levelling at a set all. Serving now at 5-2 in the second set. Now what Leighton Hewitt is thinking of the words of Nikolai Davydenko. Davydenko saying he expected Hewitt to start out fast and then he'd slowly grind him down. At the moment, his plan is working perfectly. But I'm sure what really would have riled Hewitt is that Davydenko said he didn't believe the world #1 could handle the pressure of playing on clay. He could not win a French Open title.
Point saved by Davydenko. And still not over the line in this second set yet. At 30-40.
Heavy slice, keeping the ball low. Davydenko returns the favour, and it's too low for Leighton to be able to get the racket underneath and impart the necessary topspin. Catches the frame. Still at break point. Lucky let off. The ball just touches the top of the net.
Hewitt.
Well, he's hanging in there, the number one. Breaking back. Davydenko still in control of the set, leading 5 games to 3. The Hewitt serve to come.
The serve has been broken so often in this match. It really is of little importance.
Cancel.
And it's interesting, the Hewitt first serve percentage is just starting to creep up. It's now at 41%. 45% for this set. And J.A., we've experienced very warm conditions here. It's at least 22 degrees today. In fact, that was the forecast. I think it's hotter than that as we see the Hewitt clan there. Cheryl and Mum. Hewitt holds serve, and he's still in this set. Davydenko will come out and try and serve it out. The Russian leading 5-4. Let's pop across to court 2, where Magdalena Malieva, the number 15 seed, is in control of her match against Kulikovskaya and wins it in straight sets. No problems there for Magdalena Malieva, who put out Alicia Mollick, you may remember, in the first round of Australia, and now has taken out Kulikovskaya in straight sets. She will now go on and play the winner of the match between Bovina and Grande. Lunchtime at Roland Garros. It's a very, very pleasant stroll, or if you like, you can sit down and enjoy magnificent scenery, wonderful hospitality. If you're not outside at Roland Garros, you can be inside, either court Suzanne Longlong or Philippe Chartrier, and that's where our broadcast is coming to you from at this moment, in a match that very, very evenly poised at the moment. It could go either way. Hewitt in trouble in this set. He's broken back once, but Davydenko still has a chance to serve it out, and this is what he's going to try and do now at 5-4.
It's got the more difficult end at this time of the day, looking into the sun. Leighton continues to look at his racket when he misses shots. Really no rhyme or reason. It's not like he's hitting the ball consistently over the baseline or into the net. They're going wide, they're going long and into the net.
Well, that just cracked that racket.
That one's gone. And can I just ask you, J.A., with the warm conditions that we're experiencing, what effect does this have on this clay court? It dries it out. Does it become quicker? What effect on the balls? And in such, what effect does it have on the world #1's game?
Well, I was just concentrating there to see if he was going to receive a warning, but no warning given, which is extraordinary because the racket was broken. But I think what's happening, why Leighton is suffering lack of control over his shots, is that the conditions are faster. The ball is flying through the air quicker. And we all thought that the warmer conditions would help the Australians because the courts get faster. It's going to be 28 degrees tomorrow. It's been warm and dry the entire week. And the heat should allow the ball to fly quicker through there, which should be to Leighton's advantage. But he's just not got the necessary control at this point. Too many unforced errors.
And perhaps the Davydenko game tightening up a little as he gets towards taking a set from the world #1. His third double fault for the set, his 5th for the game, brings it back to 30 all. Wonderful point, and Hewitt becoming increasingly frustrated.
Code violation, audible obscenity, warning, Hewitt.
And it comes a code violation for an audible obscenity to Leighton Hewitt, the warning from umpire Lars Graf.
It was bound to happen sooner or later. There's been several times where there appears to have been violations that weren't called on him.
Set point.
Leighton is an unusual competitor. When he gets into trouble with officials, when he gets the crowd against him, often that's what fires him up and really makes him buckle down and concentrate and then plays his best under those conditions. Conditions that would normally distract other players.
Davydenko.
That would drive him crazy. A relatively easy forehand just into the top of the net.
Second set point for the Russians. The Davydenko plan may be working. He predicted that he'd wear him down after the Hewitt fast start, and that is what has happened. Davydenko taking the second set, 6-4. .48 minutes for the second set. And Davydenko is well and truly in this contest. break, Leighton Hewitt appeared to be having some words or perhaps questioning Lars Graf. Whether that was surrounding or concerning the audible obscenity, we're not exactly sure.
It's quite civilised, though. He wasn't losing control or overly upset. But he would have to be frustrated at the number of unforced errors he's making, often just by a small margin. He just doesn't seem to be able to find his rhythm. This was apparent also in the first round.
Mind you, his unforced errors compared to Davydenko, it's 52 to 36. But then again, throw in the first serve percentage.
Please.
One set all here on court Philippe Chatrier. And Leighton Hewitt has had plenty of time to ponder that second set. A set where Davydenko had several service breaks. Hewitt got one back. Davydenko
Service Hewitt
managed to serve it out. So here we go. The court has been cleaned and we're set for the third set. At the moment, the number one's just about being beaten at his own game.
It's never a smart play to drop shot from around the baseline. There he is, nearly a metre beyond the baseline. Davydenko as quick as Hewitt. Gets there in time and returns the favour.
Premises. Cancer. Hawkins.
Just 3 aces for the match for Leighton. 2 already in this set. Davydenko has 4. And in the battle of the free hitting, Davydenko at this time is winning. Big point now, 30 all, first game, third set, it's a set all. And this one's even bigger because Davydenko now has a break point in this opening service game.
Unforced error off a second serve, that would hurt.
What?
Hewitt.
So a couple of cheap points for Leighton when they're really needed. Crucial time, beginning of the third set. It's 1 set all.
Égalité. Avantage, Hewitt.
Hewitt on the defensive early in that point as a result of serving wide to the Davydenko forehand. And that's just going for the drop shot once too often from the baseline. This time Hewitt there in plenty of time to make the forehand.
Jeu, Hewitt.
A struggle, but he holds serve, and he gets the applause from his mother and father. So important to the opening game of this third set, when the match itself is on an absolute knife's edge. It's been in progress now for some 1 3/4 hours.
Interesting, both players pausing on the change of ends, which is not permitted after the first game.
Davydenko served well in this match, a serving percentage of around 66%.
Zero cans. Zero 30.
That's Davydenko going to change rackets. Love 30. What happens in warmer weather, the strings actually slacken off, and loosening tend to catapult the ball. That might be explaining why both players are finding it hard to keep the ball in play. Leighton just can't believe it. He's played a really good point. He's moved Davydenko around the court. He's had the opportunity to make the winner down the line and then just steered it a little bit wide of the sideline. On a key point, it could have been love 40, would have given him 3 break points had that ball been in.
Again, chastising himself, saying, come on, bend over.
players rather keen on the drop shot today. That not well enough played, just shy of the service line. Hewitt's there in a canter. Then he gets a little extra tricky, tries to wrong foot him as the open court was available.
Hewitt.
There's the game to Hewitt. So he gets the vital early break in the third set. Again, opens up a 2-games-to-love lead. Davydenko hasn't got past the second round here at Roland Garros. This is just his third appearance. But the last 2 years, he's been ousted in the second round. But he's made giant strides in his game in the past 12 months, arriving here with a career high ranking of 36. Here's Hewitt at 2-love.
Answer. Hawkins.
Can I ask you to repeat that?
Rather not. Beautiful slice backhand across court, and when he got taken too wide, went for the cheap option in the drop shot, and Davydenko just a little bit too delicate on his retort.
Hewitt at 40-30. point to go to a 3-love lead in the third set.
Yes, yes.
That could have been Leighton's best serve of the match. Went back for a winner with interest. 89 Ks right in the backhand corner.
Hewitt.
Just wide.
Hewitt.
And Hewitt is able to hold serve. There's no question that ball was wide. And this third set early on taking a very much distinctive look at the first, where Hewitt shot away to an early lead. He's done the same thing this time. He leads 3-love after 15 minutes.
Please.
So there's a hat that would make you jealous, wouldn't it, Sandy? It's got the All England Club badge right up front. Pride of place.
I think the man's done some travelling over the years. Davydenko has done some travelling in this match already, and he's right back in it after dropping the first set. He took the second, but now Hewitt has again asserted his authority, winning the first 3 games of the third. Let's see if Davydenko can come back.
Can't feel.
That's more like it. Leighton getting set and unloading on the three-quarter court forehand. Again, he's playing with more authority, keeping the ball deeper, and looking for the opportunity to make winners.
Ball. Tompkins.
Leighton taken well out of court, had to scramble to get back towards the centre, then is wrong-footed back to the forehand wing.
And as Hewitt looks to take control in this third set, the unforced errors are mounting up for Davydenko. Now up to 65.
Leighton really caught off balance there. Serve taking him out of court. He second guessed.
Davydenko holds. And again, Hewitt appearing frustrated, looking at his racket. But it means that Davydenko is on the board in this third set. And the clock just ticking over the 2-hour mark. That these two have been at each other's throats. And they have been. There's a real competitive spirit down on the court. And Hewitt serving now for a 4-1 lead in the third. Typifies the competitiveness between these two. There's Sherilyn and Glenn Hewitt, who have decided now to spend some 3 months on tour as their son searches for more glory, not only at Roland Garros, but in the future at Wimbledon. Idea of just how tight this match has been. Lleyton Hewitt has won a total of 88 points. Hewitt is able to hold serve, and he is really putting his stamp now on this third set. Has a 4-1 lead after some 24 minutes. Let's take an opportunity to go out to court 3. Jaakko Nieminen in all sorts of trouble after the first 2 sets. He lost those 1 and 1. And now with Vale serving, he has a chance to win this in 5 sets, which would be an extraordinary comeback. And it is. So Jaakko Nieminen, coming from 2 sets to love down, is successful in 5 sets. And they're good friends. And that is a grand contest. But Nieminen is through, and that now means he will play Hanescu, who upset Sargsyan earlier. Scoreline 1-6, 1-6, 7-6, 6-2, 6-4. A mighty effort by Jaakko Nieminen of Finland. 22, 23 degrees. Magnificent conditions for relaxing in the gardens, enjoying a spot of lunch before heading back to seeing your favourite player on one of the 20 or so courts here at Roland Garros. The main one, of course, being Court Philippe Chatrier, and this young man enjoying his ice cream is in Court Philippe Chatrier, watching Lleyton Hewitt and Nikolai Davydenko do battle. And it really is a battle. Davydenko is down a break in the third. Serving now at 1-4.
Cancel. On 0.
Solid service game unfolding here for Davydenko.
Lleyton just becoming a little bit more conservative again, allowing Davydenko to go on the attack.
One of the key differences is his serving. His first serving percentage is extremely high at 66%. But Lleyton does have a break in hand. Serving now 4-2 new balls.
Cancel.
A little bit fortunate the way Nikolai got this one up and beaten with the lob, but Lleyton just pushes it long. Big game, this one. The last 2 chances that Davydenko has of getting the break back this set.
Davydenko just losing his rhythm at the moment. Can't quite find his line or his length. And now Hewitt has 2 points for a 5-2 lead to take him in within sight of the third set. The first serve. Nice to see, and it works. He holds, and he leads 5 games to 2 in this third set.
We may have clinched the series. Ball in the gap, that 4. But there's plenty more. Very fine innings by Michael Clark. See the Young Guns live and exclusive the 6th one-dayer Friday night, 11:30, Fox Sports 1.
From Harvey Norman's latest technology guide, we bring you the Sony Ericsson P800 mobile phone, a master of mobile versatility. It's a digital camera, a video and MP3 player. It's your PC in your pocket. Organise your day, jot down notes, email, and you can shoot and send via MMS. You can even play widescreen 3D games using on-screen touch controls. The Sony Ericsson P800 mobile phone with inbuilt Bluetooth available now at Harvey Norman for just $14.89.
This June on Fox Sports. From the 23rd, we bring you up to 9 hours a day live from the grandest Grand Slam of them all, Wimbledon. That's tennis in June on Fox Sports.
Both of these players brought very good form to Roland Garros. Leighton Hewitt had 3 wins in the World Team Cup as a final warm-up, but included in those wins was a victory over Carlos Moya, another one over Yuri Novak, and another over James Blake. And Davydenko, a quarter-finalist at Barcelona and a finalist at St Polten. And those he lost to Moya and Roddick respectively. He's serving now to stay in the third set, down 2-5.
$0.15. Cancer. Hopkins.
And Leighton clearing his throat after unforced error, really missing by quite a margin.
Perhaps he should clear it more often.
Davydenko with a point for 5-3.
Perfect lob. Held it back. And now holds to stay in the third set. But Hewitt will try and serve it out, leading 5 games to 3.
Again, going with the drop shot from right round the baseline. Good combination, drop shot and topspin backhand lob. So the pressure is on Hewitt to go ahead 2-1. Often the most difficult game to win when you're serving for a set, especially when it's been such a tense affair. come? He's making so many errors. The forehands went long in the last game. That one, quite a margin from the top of the net. Almost a third of a metre down. That's a large margin to miss by. Love 15. And again, and he's looking at his camp. He's indicating that the rackets are too tight, I think, now. Earlier in the match, he had some rackets that might have been had softened because of the heat. Right on the centre line.
They've been few and far between, the aces, in both camps. 4 to Hewitt and 4 to Davydenko.
He's in desperate need of an ace. His serve down the centre on the first court has been most inconsistent through his first 2 rounds.
Now he's in real danger of seeing those 2 breaks that he was able to achieve disappear in this third set. Davydenko, 2 points to break back and get this set back to virtually on an even keel.
Well, this match really tightening up. Incredible tension on the centre court here.
Second serve of just 144 kilometres an hour.
And meekly,
that's tension.
And then the return into the net. A meek attempt. 1 breakpoint save. Still facing one. Wow, this is a good first serve under pressure. Deep into the backhand corner. And another good first serve, sliding at the forehand, keeping low.
Brings up set point for Lleyton Hewitt. And the world #1 again, edges in front in this match. The trademark, come on. As Hewitt tries to lift himself even high, he takes the third set 6-3 in 38 minutes, and he leads 2 sets to 1.
Degrees. Here's the percentages of serve have picked up. Hewitt was down at 33%. It's up to 49%. Davydenko at 71. The winners are very, very even. The unforced errors actually favouring Lleyton Hewitt. He has 7 fewer. That's the conversion of break points. None converted by Davydenko in that previous set. And 1 out of 1 for Lleyton Hewitt.
The Hewitt clan with Glenn, Father Glenn, with his hands on his hips. Sherilyn on his right-hand side in the yellow top.
Reprise.
match. Virtually have every meal with each other. Very close families.
Davydenko.
There you can see him firing up his charger. He's got a 2-1 lead. It's Davydenko serving to start the fourth.
Beautifully played, well measured, nothing more than what was needed.
0-15.
Again, Davydenko going for one too many drop shots. That one was not anywhere near short enough, only just inside the service line.
Desperate point for Davydenko. He unfortunately has made a bit of a habit of getting away to a less than average start in each set, and it's imperative for his cause that he holds serve in this opening game.
God, you're talking that crap.
Leighton still far from happy with his form. Continues to make errors. That's his trademark shot. It's what got him out of trouble during the first round.
Absolutely perfect.
This one played to perfection. Landing right on the baseline. Davydenko was only just inside the service line.
Good way to bring up break point. And there is the break. Disappointment for Davydenko. Just the start that Leighton Hewitt was after. After 2 minutes, he's got the break in the fourth set. He has made inauspicious starts in every set. Hewitt took the first 4 games of the first set, and in the second
there was a break in the second game, and then Hewitt was then broken in the following game. In the third set, again Davydenko lost his opening serve in the second game,
and Hewitt shot away to a 3-games-to-love lead. So it could well happen here. Hewitt serving with a break, 1-love. 8 double faults to Hewitt, 5 to Davydenko.
Rash drop shot from just beyond the baseline. Well, it's won some points for him. It certainly has been costly from time to time.
Different.
Again, he's talking about the stringing of his racket, obviously saying the tension is different. And the frustration boiling over with yet another double fault, his 9th. And it's continuing to play on his mind. Davydenko gets the break back, and again ties it up at 1-all in the 4th.
Well, that was a little bit annoying for Leighton also, because that final forehand of Davydenko wasn't quite off the centre of the racket. A little bit of frame, and that's what dragged it more acutely across court, produced the winner.
Can you just explain to the viewers, when we talk about this, the tension, I mean, what actually is transpiring? Can he get rackets restrung, and
yes,
is the complaint warranted?
I think when he is making so many errors, he's looking for a reason other than him just not playing well, and at times he's hit the ball long, which might have indicated earlier in the match he was generally making errors over the baseline. And the feeling I had at the time was that the heat had made the strings looser. The balls get harder in hot weather. They fly through the air quicker, and those two things combined gave him that lack of control. Every time he laid his racket on the ball, he seemed to hit it long. Then he seemed to move to tighter rackets, and you've seen quite a few of the balls bury down into the net, and his second serve going into the net, which would indicate they're too tight. And making an error like that for Leighton is virtually unseen. You could go for months and not see him dump a backhand into the net from 2 to 3 metres beyond the baseline, maybe a third of a metre down from the top of the net, because that shot he would normally clear the net by 1.5 metres to 2 metres.
And that's all because of the tension in the racket?
Well, his perception that the tension is wrong. I just don't think... The tension might be one thing, it's part of a problem, but it's the perception that he's now laying laying the blame on the restrings. I just don't think he's found his rhythm here yet. I don't think he's had enough matches. The layer of confidence is only thin.
Davydenko holds with an ace, and after being broken early on, he's fought back and he leads 2-1 in this 4th set.
All right, pay attention.
Thanks, Billy. We just want to say ING has recognized strength in a wide range of investment areas.
And this is important because?
Because it pays to have experts working for you in every investment class you choose.
Would you like to know more? Then find out more. Insist on it. Ask your advisor.
ING, Investment Superannuation Insurance.
And if the world isn't a happier place, start it yourself. Smile.
Saturday night. But it's not the taking part that counts. It's the winning. Rangers go head-to-head with Dundee in the Scottish FA Cup final. Live from Hampden Park.
Feel the fervour, sense the pride, and get completely wrapped up in the passion. Quite an extraordinary sporting occasion.
Live and exclusive, the Scottish FA Cup final, Saturday night, 11:55. Replayed midday Sunday.
Davydenko first back out onto the court. You were talking about the tension in the racket, and you're talking of the heat. It's hardly, Jay, that we're experiencing extreme heat here anyway. We have a temperature of 22 degrees.
Well, it's been up to about 25 today, but the weather over the weekend was cool. It was 16, 18 degrees. The weather was wet, and so the players would tend to have their rackets strung a little looser to cope with those heavy conditions. And now that it's dried out and things are getting a little bit faster through the air, they need to be tightening up their rackets.
On tilt. Resume service.
Sometimes that's happened when Leighton's got a really good first serve right in the backhand corner. Davydenko has ripped it back down the line.
Hewitt.
So, relatively convincing service game for Leighton Hewitt after having been broken. It's 2-all in the fourth. Again, Leighton changing rackets. This will be interesting to see if this is a racket with an altered tension.
It's one of the problems. So if you keep changing, you never actually feel comfortable with the one racket. He's changed his racket probably 5 times, I would imagine.
No limit at all in a match?
Absolutely not.
Bring 40 if you like. For some players, actually, it's a habit or it's a ritual, isn't it? They'll have a racket change simply because it might be a certain game number or a set number. Yes.
Ivan Lendl used to change rackets with the change of balls, and Pete Sampras adopted a similar thing, and I believe Andre Agassi's doing the same now.
Oh, that's perfect. It's interesting you say that because Nikolai Davydenko says that Ivan Lendl was his hero growing up.
Cancer.
And look at that. It just crawls over the net.
Nice little chopping action, giving some backspin to the drop volley.
Did Lendl think he was getting some sort of benefit using a new racket with new balls, or was it purely a habit?
Lendl's reasoning was that the new ball was faster and you needed a slightly tighter racket, and the racket tension would go down over the 7 or 9 games with the use of the balls and would offset the balls becoming a little heavier and slower. Reasonable theory.
Davydenko once more having a real struggle to hold serve. Down 2 break points. Here's a chance for the world number 1 to really set sail for home. There's the break. A dejected Davydenko, head down, heads towards the chair. Hewitt is pumped up as he marches to his chair. He's first to sit down, and he's in the box seat now, leading 2-1 and 3-2 in the 4th after 16 minutes.
Reprise.
Hewitt serving. With a break, 3-2 in the 4th set.
Cancer.
That's the serve he's been looking for 2 rounds. Rarely getting it.
Only his 5th for the match, J.A. Davydenko has 6. Hewitt 9 double faults. Davydenko 6. That was wild.
service game for Leighton Hewitt. Brisk. And with the break now at 4-2. I'm just wondering, J.A., with Hewitt questioning the tension of his racket, could it possibly have anything to do with the balls that are used here this year at Roland Garros?
Yes, well, there was some thoughts expressed by John Barrett the other day that the ball used here is not the normal tour ball. It's a little bit smaller, and it's meant to be faster through the air to offset the slowness of the courts. And I don't think Leighton has been alone with trying to find his normal control. I think Agassi struggled in the first 2 sets yesterday. Beautifully structured point by Nikolai, whipping the forehand across court and moving Hewitt out of court to the other corner. He moves in. Really using the extremities. Fine touch on that last drop volley. Easy pass for Hewitt. A lot of room across court there. Maybe Leighton just playing too far back in the court. He wasn't really up to that ball.
2 hours and 42 minutes. This match has now been in progress.
Service. Service.
Excellent driving forehand from Davydenko. This has been a good service game from the young Russian.
He's picked it up again. He's not conceding this match, even though he's down 2-1 and a break. There has been numerous breaks in this match.
Of the Jonas Bjorkman, Tommy Robredo clash. Robredo seeded 28 here at Roland Garros this year. Too short. And Davydenko puts it away. To hold serve and to hang in not only the set but also the match. Hewitt with a break leads 4-3 in the fourth.
Oh, yeah, come on in.
This is amazing. Can't believe how close it is to Katie's school.
It's close to everything. Minutes to the city. Beach is just a stone's throw away. I love it. Even the office is nearby.
Yeah, and so is Mum's place.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Log on to foxsports.com.au and you'll discover a world of sports news and information at your fingertips. Subscribe to Sportsmail and we'll keep you posted on all the great action coming up on Fox Sports. Or alternatively, check out our online TV guide, the most accurate and up-to-date guide for the week ahead. And with up-to-the-minute results from around the globe, you're only a click away from all the action. foxsports.com.au, keeping you in the picture.
At court, Philippe Chatrier watching the 21-year-old Russian. Born in the Ukraine, Nikolai Davydenko moved to Germany at the age of 15. His older brother Edward was already there with his wife, left the family and joined his brother. His brother's been coaching him ever since, and Edward is here watching his younger brother do a pretty good job against the world #1, who's serving at 4-3 in the fourth.
Important point to win. Going for the break. Leighton just lobbing the ball inside the service line, allowing Davydenko to attack. Tension for Leighton Hewitt now. 4-3 and 30 all. 2 sets to 1. Trying grimly to hold on to this vital break in the 4th set. And the serve is picking up.
Yes, the percentage too is lifting, and that's a positive sign as far as Hewitt is concerned. Now 6 aces for the match. And, his first serve percentage for this set is at 50 at the moment, and for the match, lifting also up to 46.
Magnuson too, Fister. Fighting with all he's got. He Knows he has to take some decisive action. Sees the court open. Hewitt didn't recover to left of the centre, which is what he should have done. Left too much room across the court. It's the easier ball to attack with.
Davydenko.
Leighton Hewitt really feeling the pressure there. Lucky to survive without getting a further warning or point penalty.
Very lucky. But it's tense. It's break point to Davydenko.
Leighton going for the towel, taking some extra time. He really is digging in. Davydenko knows he's missed an opportunity.
Yes.
It's a very makeable shot. It's back at juice. No drama here on the centre court. Rash move by Leighton there, taken wide out of court. Goes for the winner. It's low percentages going down the line for the winner when you're out of the court that far. Could indicate that he's starting to feel the pinch. Wasn't willing to get the ball back across court and recover. Been on court 2 hours and 53 minutes. It's break back point.
Little bit of luck for Davydenko, but he breaks back. And this is a long way from over yet. Hewitt not happy with, I believe, people behind him that were talking. And he's been carrying on about that for the last couple of points. Whether that's affected him or not, who knows. But it's 4-all. It's 2 sets to 1, and Davydenko is back in this fight. Very quickly, the young man who was born in Ukraine, is staring down the barrel again. Down a love 30 after clawing his way back into the set. Couple of tired shots from Davydenko, and now the Australian contingent urging on Leighton Hewitt, and the crowd trying to lift Davydenko. Down 3 break points, love 40. And there is the break. He's driven it straight back after working so hard. Hewitt again has the ascendancy in the 4th set. He's 1 game away from advancing to the 3rd round, leading 5-4 in the 4th.
Well, that's not a game that Nikolai would be happy with. Actually, 4 unforced errors to hand back the break that he had worked so hard to achieve in the previous game and bring things back on even keel. Just to hand it back like that.
Please.
One of the greats of the game, Guillermo Vilas, the raging bull. A number of dignitaries here at Roland Garros this fortnight. Among them, Vilas. Such a superb player. Right now, we're watching Leighton Hewitt, the world #1, serving for the match. Lost the first point of his previous service game and finished up being broken. He's taking extra time here, serving for the match. Just a little tired there, remained flat-footed on the baseline, trying to anticipate the bounce. Ball kicked up, the error came.
Spot.
Some real tension. 15:30. Unforced error off the two-hander.
Just when you think the Davydenko prediction will not come true.
Guy's going to have a look at this mark. And he's asking the umpire to come and have a look. He's moving back to the backhand corner, indicating he feels it will be called out. And it is. .15:30. Fault one. There's been a delay. Trying to push himself over the finish line. It's not been the most convincing performance from Leighton Hewitt.
Would you call it winning ugly?
It hasn't always been that pretty.
30 all. 2 points from the match. And now one. A tired Davydenko dropping that ball into the net. Leighton Hewitt has match point to advance to the third round and a meeting with either Tommy Robredo or Jonas Bjorkman.
Deuxième service.
He's not there yet, though.
Some real courage from the Russian. Pulling out the winner down the line. Match point down.
Seemed to hesitate in that shot, whether he thought perhaps it was going to be wide. It matters not. It means that Davydenko has break point here, a chance to level at 5 all. That's wide. Davydenko breaks back. Three hours and 5 minutes. These two have been at each other. And at the moment it shows no signs of abating.
previously when Davydenko's got the brake back. He's handed the brake back immediately afterward. Now he seems to have lifted his confidence.
Tiebreaker might be a fitting result, I think, for this set.
Tompkins.
Leighton just tightening up. Playing a little too conservatively. The ball going into the top of the net.
Oh, that's just too good. Perfect point from Leighton Hewitt. And he's not done with yet in this service game. He's got it to deuce.
I just wonder how much of this is necessary and how much of this is tactical, just to take a little bit of extra time, this critical stage. Change rackets so often it'd be hard to believe that any one of them has actually been wearing strings.
Avantage, Davydenko.
Again, so uncharacteristic for Leighton. Having that two-fister from nearly shoulder high, down halfway up the net, beyond the baseline. Point for 6-5 for Davydenko. Again, making Nikolai wait to serve. Really ferocious, nice backhand that did the damage for Leighton this time. It was low, it stayed low after it hit the ground, put up defensively. Leighton immediately took advantage. he has the chance to break.
Good scrambling again, though. Davydenko saves the break point.
Hewitt.
Break point number 3 for Leighton Hewitt to edge in front once again. At a 6-5 lead. And there is the break by Leighton Hewitt as the unforced errors of Davydenko pass 100. Hewitt leads 6-5 in the 4th set.
This year, Fox Sports is where the rugby is.
What a beauty.
Oh, what a game. In June, Australia welcome Ireland, Wales and England. The tours continue to New Zealand, where France joins in the action. Plus, New Zealand Maori go head-to-head with England. It's a try! Stunning try! South Africa hosts Scotland.
And Scotland have struck with power and purpose.
And Argentina. In July and August, get ready for the white knuckle stuff. The Tri-Nations and Bledisloe Cup. Can it get any better? October, the big one. Could you believe it? The 2003 Rugby World Cup. We bring you every minute of every game. If there's one to watch, it's Fox Sports, your home of rugby.
After 3 hours and 14 minutes, he'll be serving for the match. It's been a struggle, but that's what he does best. An improvement over the first round as far as overall form goes, but a long way short of how he would like to play. What he needs to do is find that best form in the latter stages of the second week. Not necessarily the worst thing not to have great form at the beginning of a tournament. You've got to play well enough to survive. Hewitt serving, 6-5. Davydenko just will not go away. And Hewitt in trouble, serving for the match. Ferocious forehand, hooked back down the line. Point by Leighton. Steadies the ship a little bit. Combination of the backhand across court and then the forehand to the other corner. Time for a serve volley.
Hewitt now 2 points from the match. Not for the first time. And now match point for the 22-year-old Australian. 19 titles to his credit. Some $11.5 million in prize money. And a point now to advance to the third round here at Roland Garros. Somehow the Russian hangs on. Saves yet another match point.
40.
Kept his cool under pressure. Nikolai.
But now he has a chance to force a tiebreaker.
Davydenko.
Great forehand under pressure. Hewitt just taking extra time, going towards the ball boy.
S'il vous plaît.
Ooh, that was wild. Oh, that's a wonderful effort from Davydenko. And we've got a tie-break situation here in the fourth set. It is all locked away at 6 games all.
Leighton defending down the line, and that's a mistake because it makes you a victim of the angle. Davydenko gets the ball across court, forces Hewitt to do the majority of the running. Hewitt pays the price.
Incredibly, Davydenko has already played in 29 tiebreaks this year. He's won 15 and lost 14. Hewitt has played in just 9. He's won 3 and lost 6. So just maybe, if you look at those statistics, the edge to win a tiebreaker could be with Davydenko. He has the first point. the Hewitt serve to come.
All of a sudden, Leighton cannot buy, rent or lease a first serve.
Davydenko. Mini break at the moment to Davydenko. Well, that is inconceivable.
And such a negative second serve. It was quite a distance from the top of the net. Showed a hesitation through the swing. Decelerating blow onto the ball.
Nope.
Davydenko.
Wild first serve from Davydenko, feeling the pressure too. A few whistles for Leighton Hewitt after another outburst.
I'm surprised that Lars Graf hasn't come in a little more strongly.
Well, he doesn't have any discretion in the situation. If he hears an audible obscenity, he must enforce the rules.
The umpires have hearing tests.
Well, there's a good question.
4-2 as the turn is made in favour of Davydenko. Still with a mini break. And both players taking as much time as they possibly can. It's been a grueling affair that so far has gone some 3 hours and 25 minutes. Local time here in Paris is just on 4 in the afternoon. Hewitt serving in the tiebreaker, down 2 points to 4.
Davydenko.
And now the tiebreaker back on an even keel. 4-all. Davydenko with one serve to come. Good fight back by Hewitt. Well, he's given away both his serves and has now given Leighton Hewitt a distinct advantage, leading 5-4 with his 2 serves to come. He can once again wrap up the match. We've said it on 2 occasions prior, but he's 2 points from advancing to the 3rd round. And now 1. Tiredness starting to tell on Davydenko. He again pushes that ball into the net. It sets up match point. With 1 serve to come, Hewitt can do it with that serve.
One match point gone on his own serve.
Hewitt.
One more, but this time Davydenko serves.
There it is. The ball long, and Hewitt is through. Finally, in 4 sets, he takes the 4th, winning 7 points to 5, the tiebreaker. And after some 3.5 hours, this capacity crowd in Court Philippe Chatrier give both players a standing ovation. A grueling, grinding affair ends with the world #1 victorious. But Nikolai Davydenko certainly not disgraced. Hewitt winning 6-4, 4-6, 6-3, 7-6.
Yes, it was a gutsy, gritty performance from Leighton Hewitt, the type that you expect. He was fighting against a worthy opponent and his own gremlins. Never really happy with the way he was hitting the ball. At times expressing frustration at that and frustration at his restrings, thinking there was something wrong there. But all in all, a slightly better performance than in the opening round. And if he can keep improving with each subsequent round, he may yet still be a threat for this event.
So just repeating the scoreline in this 2nd round match between Leighton Hewitt and Nikolai Davydenko. Hewitt successful in 4 sets, 6-3, 4-6, 6-3, 7-6. Now let's head towards Court Suzanne Longlong, as you can see there, because having seen Leighton Hewitt, let's have a look at his girlfriend in action, Kim Clijsters.